Okay, so here is a demo for creating the celebrity squares and the perks announcements for Facebook. I'm going to try to make it as quick as I can, but if all else fails, there'll be more than one video. Alright, so here right now I'm looking at the Drive folder for our assets, which I will share with you, and this has everything that you need in it. And if there's something in here that you don't see that you need and maybe that I forgot to put in there, just let me know. But let's start off, it's over here, social media announcements. So here we have all the previous announcements, and that's where you're going to want to put them when they are done. But to actually make them, we'll head up here to template right here. Alright, so here we have perks announcement 1, perks announcement 3. I kind of have them labeled by numbers just based off of like the layout of it, but they're pretty much flexible. You just kind of have to decide which one you think works best for you. And that's really all up to you. This one, the number 3, is streaming because it's better designed to include the text if it's a guest who is streaming with us and is not going to be there physically present. So far we've only had one of those, but I kept it anyways. And then here's announcement number 2 for X, Y, and Z reasons, can just be a different format. And then this one is the perks. Oh, it should be the perks. Oh, this is the perks announcement. Sorry. This is the perks announcement. This is the Facebook's announcement. Now, a few of these are linked to these ribbons. The most of the ribbons you want to worry about are the ones right here. Like it's the one that's off in the corner. Go figure. These are different colored ribbons that I use as a part of this design, so I have them included in these. So having them downloaded onto your machine is really helpful. So here's how it's done. Let's just start with number one here. I'll just click on this. This is the file that you would use, so you click download. Can't scan? Yeah, whatever, I don't care. Give that to Shakes down here. It's an InDesign file, so you'll need InDesign to open it. And it's totally okay if you can't do this on a Mac. This is just what I have, but I've done this on PCs as well, and it's pretty much all the same. And waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. While we're waiting for that download, let's go back. So here we have VIPs folder up here, same folder as the templates. These are little text pages I created that are just the information about the person and possibly their photo. Click on that. Processing request, it says. Okay, so here's his photo. I need to do a little more editing because I actually have a photo of his pony OC that is not a part of this picture, which is a good thing, so I'll have to edit that in a second. But anyways, there you go. So click on the announcement to open it. And just wait for my InDesign to load. While I do that, I'm going to go find that other picture that I had of his OC. This is the wrong email address. Alright, so that was Josh Scorcher, so I'm going to search Josh here and see what comes up. Aha! Shazam. So let's copy that and put it in here. Okay, so you don't have to include the bio, but I did in there anyways, just in case you need to find out like what his name is or anything. But here's just all the stuff. And so I think I'm going to do his today just to show you. So for the celebrity square here, we have a few components. We have the ribbon, we have the person's photo that's kind of looks like it's cut out of a piece of paper. We have the background, which has their OC photoshopped into it, and then their logo. Okay, so that's kind of the deal with that. So, and these are movable parts. So let's see, all I really could do is just go in here and delete what I don't need out of the template. I do need to keep that, so I'm going to save that. I'm going to get rid of the background because I'm going to have to redo it. And then I do keep these, but I typically actually put these down here. I normally don't keep them up there unless it works better for the picture for some reason. So it's flexible, but you just want to make sure those elements are included, and I'll put this up here. Okay, so let's see. First things first, I usually just type in their name. So I can select all that, and let's see, this is Josh Scorcher. And it's really itty bitty, and I like their name to be pretty big. It's pretty important, so I'm going to go ahead and make it larger. You can do that up here by clicking this up button, and that'll make it bigger. And that's probably the way that you're going to do it, but there's a quick command that I don't know how to describe necessarily, so I'm just going to do it myself. You could always look it up too, but I'm just hitting my keyboard to do this. So that's good. You know, I still want a nice little border here on this side and on this side, so it's not huge, but it's still pretty big. And then I adjust as I need to, so I push this down here and just kind of eyeball it to make sure it's centered. Also, if needed, you can make this ribbon bigger by just clicking this and pulling it up. Oh, I think you have to hold, yeah. If you hold Control on a PC or Command on a Mac and you hold it and you click on this, then it will keep it, it'll size it up. So that makes a bigger ribbon, which is sometimes nice. Sometimes you want it shorter for different reasons, but we'll just start off with a big one and go from there. And then I usually just leave this pretty much the same, but I do want it more centered, so. Okay, so announcing Aurelius Josh Scorcher. Now we need to figure out who he is. So, if you don't already know, and I don't because I'm guilty of not knowing a lot of the fandom. Anyways, interested in his time Marine Corps, Scorcher is one of the founding members of the military Brony group. Currently most subscribed Brony reviewer, he makes episode reviews. Okay, so that gives me an idea of what I could write for his tagline, I guess is what you want to call that. Founding member of military Brony group. Founding member of FOB Equestria and Brony, or make sure you've got good grammar. I think so. I think Brony, reviewer, and founding member of FOB Equestria. Okay, so that's a good one for me. And don't really need to do a period in this case, just because the application doesn't really require one. Put that a little further down. Okay. All right, and then I'm always saving constantly because it's just a habit. You might want to establish it too if you haven't already. Every time I do some major change, as soon as I'm done, I will save it because I do not want to deal with that. And so I usually, to save, you hit Command S for a Mac or Control S, and then it just instantly saves. All right. So next step. I usually cut out the person next. Their mugshot picture is what I call it. So to do that, you want to open up Photoshop. Now hopefully you have Photoshop as well. If not, we're going to be in a little bit of a pickle, but we could figure it out. Okay, opening Photoshops. Open already. It's going to take a while. Okay. Aha, here we go. You want to create a new file. You always want the resolution. This is like one of the main huge things. You always want the resolution to be 300. We are making these for web, but in case we ever need to print them, we do want the resolution at 300 because that is print quality. So you always want to check that. And then I usually just do plain US paper size because I'm like not super picky. And then background contents, I usually like to have transparent. Bam, I got a file. Okay, so let's see. Move this up a little. Nope. Okay. All right. So down here in the corner we have this button. It looks like a little sticky note with like the corner turned up. That's the new create a new layer button. So see, look, it's telling you that. Click that. You create a new layer on top of this is the background layer here. So new layer, and that's what you want to put it on. So I'm going to go back to Chrome, and I'm going to pull off this picture that he gave us. I'm just going to copy it. I can paste it in here. Or maybe not. That's a problem. Sometimes when a copy doesn't work, I try to paste it into some other program and then paste it into Photoshop. So I'm going to try and pasting it in Word and see what happens. and it's gonna like freeze on me. Okay, so maybe I can copy from here into Photoshop. Opa! It worked! Okay, don't save, I don't need you. This now it's created this bounding box. This is like to change the size of it if you wanted to. I mean, you can stretch it and make it weird. You can stretch it bigger. Whatever really floats your boat. If you ever want to stretch something and it's got this bounding box around it, if you want it to stay uniform, you just hold the Shift key down and click on one of the corners and drag it, and that will keep it a pretty uniform bit. Now this picture is going to be a lot of fun to deal with because it's such low quality, and then you just double click for it to complete its thing. Alright, now over here it says Vector Smart Object. I do not want it to be a Vector Smart Object, so I'm going to right click it, click Rasterize Layer, bam. And I do not know why it cut his face out. What is going on? Can we just get his face back, please? That would be great. Let's try this. Oh good, now it's like not doing it at all. Come on! I need this! I need this thing. I need to be able to see it. I just think my computer's having problems. It really needs to be updated. Update your computers, it helps. Gosh darn it. You can hit the trash can to delete a layer if you ever want to. Let's do another layer again. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. Bad computer. If you need an artwork that you can't get off, like if it's not the right quality on here, if it's not copying and pasting, you could always just ask me and I can find it. Or ask David, actually. David's the one who actually has the graphics. He forwards them to me. So let me see. Let me search for him. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so I paused the recording, now I got the original artwork. So, for this, I can just hit Command or Control A, and then Command C to copy, or Control C to copy, and paste it back over here in my file. Ooh, Lanta, that's tiny. Okay, so I'm going to resize it a little bit so at least I can see what's going on. I might end up resizing it again later, but I just want to see what's going on. So to resize, you hit Command or Control T, which represents transform, by the way, that's the term. Hold down the Shift key, click the corner, and drag. Wow, I can't talk today. Okay. And double click for it to finish. Okay, I don't know why it is doing this, and it's going to drive me batty. What's your problem? Alright, well I guess we're just going to do the small version. Remarkably small, crappy pixel-y version. Okay, so we want to cut out of him. The best tool to use for that is lasso over here. This is, if you click and hold, it has three options. There's plain lasso, polygonal, and magnetic. To start, you want a magnetic lasso. It's going to pick all of the pixels that are closest to what you're trying to cut out for you instead of you having to try and get them yourself. So I'm going to click on that. All you have to do is choose a point, click on it, and then try and keep your cursor close to the line you want it to catch, but you see it's going to try, it's going to catch the stuff that not even my cursor can get. And then it'll start, and every click you make is an anchor point. So sometimes you'll have wonky problems. Let's see if we can run into one. So far, so good. This guy's just really easy to cut out. Come on, I need a problem, man. Wow, really no problems yet. Okay. Sometimes you might have a problem where it's going to like try and select an area that you don't want, and that's usually when I click and add an anchor point so that it doesn't. And then I'm just going to, I don't really need the whole entirety of his body. I don't mind that those people, his little OCs are there. Okay, so you see that how it's like it's trying to like grab up this wall right here, and it just did. I can do Command Z to make it, or not, I can't. Okay. Usually what I do is I click an anchor point where I want it to get it to go back to where I want it. And then when you come back to the end, it will create this little circle next to the lasso. Click that, you got your thing. Now we have this awkward little chunk right here I do not want there. So that's when I come in with my polygonal lasso tool, which is, we'll draw on squares. And then up here, I want to select this one right here. This is the subtraction one. and I want to subtract the area, so I'm going to click a little area around here, and that will subtract.